On 29th May, a new democratic dispensation kicked off in Nigeria as civilian administrators took over governance at the federal and state levels. It is already 20 years of this uninterrupted civilian rule and the longest-running democratic dispensation ever experienced in the nation. It is glaring that in the past 20 years, Lagosians are reaping the fruit of the civilian rule enabled by continuity in government. The state continues to suffer the huge benefits brought by stability in governance, distribution of the dividends of democracy, the enthronement of the rule of law, freedom of speech, separation of powers with the judiciary acting as watchdogs, and sustainable infrastructural development. In continuation and consolidation of this democracy, elected leaders were again sworn in to pilot the affairs of the federal and some states' governments. The exchange of baton and the inauguration of the new leaders set off a new round of opportunities for the deepening of this democratic experience through responsible leadership. Our dear Lagos was not left out, as His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-olu and His Excellency Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat took over the reign of leadership in the state. At the glamorous ceremony held at Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagosians from different walks of life were present to witness this momentous occasion. The event was opened with a welcome address delivered by the head of service of Lagos State, Mr. Akim Muri Okunola. In his speech, he stated that the inauguration was in accordance with the Constitution, which provides for the election of leaders every 4 years. It was therefore a day that will remain indelible in the history of the state.
In the same vein, I wish to also thank all the nations, irrespective of political leanings, tribal affiliations, religious persuasion, gender, language, or sectional interest and socio-economic background for your demonstrated commitment to the sustenance of our democratic culture, processes, ideals, norms, and values across our national landscape. The freedom of a people to choose their leaders is said to be the foundation of liberty. It therefore cannot be more gratifying for us to witness the symbolism of handing authority of state in trust to another democratically elected leader as we do every 4 years in celebration of the supremacy of the ballot box. On this note, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to this historic inauguration ceremony of the 15th Chief Executive Officer and the 6th civilian governor-elect of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-olu, and the Deputy Governor-elect, Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, both of whom in a few moments from now will take the oath of office to be Governor and Deputy Governor of Lagos State, respectively.
The welcome address was followed by the administration of the oath of office on His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-olu and His Excellency Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat as the Governor and Deputy Governor, respectively. This was conducted by the Chief Judge of Lagos State, Her Lordship, Honorable Justice Opeyemi Oke.
I, Babajide Sanwo-olu, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Do solemnly swear that as Deputy Governor of Lagos State, I will discharge the duties faithfully, that in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law, and always in the interest interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of Lagos State of Nigeria.
After the formal oath comes the inspection of the guard of honor by the new governor. Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu, the 15th governor of Lagos State, is fourth in line of the progressives. He has served under other progressive governors as special advisor in corporate matters to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Commissioner for Establishments, Training and Pensions under Mr. Babajide Fashola. His meritorious services to Lagos State continued under the Ambode administration when he was appointed the Managing Director of Lagos State Development and Property Corporation, LSDPC. As the new helmsman in the state, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu brought along with him considerable experience and expertise in private and public administration. This much he captured in his inaugural address titled Awakening Greater Lagos. It was an inspiring message in which he urged Lagosians to work together so as to make Lagos a greater state.
I stand here today as your governor. This day marks the beginning of a new chapter in our journey to greatness. Today, I ask you to join me on this journey to awaken a greater Lagos. When we speak of a greater Lagos, we speak not of empty words. It is a deep and profound assertion we make. We intend to take and make history by making ourselves and our children a better future. Therefore, on this day, on this precious land we call our home, let us stand together in this very place of history. Let us vow to ourselves and to prosperity that we shall not just dream of a greater Lagos. Let us agree this day that we shall collectively rise up to build the Lagos of our dreams. We need not be discouraged by challenges that may be apparent. Today is an opportunity for us to forge ahead in our quest for a greater Lagos.
He acknowledged and paid homage to the founding fathers and leaders of the progressives who set the groundwork for the future progress.
To Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Babajide Fashola, Asiwaju led the team that created the blueprint for the progressive development. Both himself and Babajide Fashola administration faithfully executed that economic blueprint and established the structures and institutions of progressive governance in that process. My predecessor, the former governor of Lagos State, Governor Akinwumi Ambode, pushed forward in a special manner. His efforts and his action shall be duly remembered.
Speaking on the major thrust of his administration, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu assured Lagosians that his administration is poised to deliver on his electoral promises as captured in THEMES, which is an acronym for Traffic Management and Transportation, Health and Environment, Education and Technology, making Lagos a 21st century economy, entertainment and tourism, and finally, security and governance.
We have formulated a concise framework that encapsulates our collective vision for the state to ensure that our undertaking remains focused and our communication remains clear and our endeavors to build a greater Lagos can only be a proud place we all call home. The framework of our 6 pillars of development agenda, which is called the THEMES, which I will mention as traffic management and transportation, health and environment, education and technology, making Lagos the 21st century economy, entertainment and tourism, and finally, security and governance. We will make and create the right environment
names represent a concise framework that encapsulates the vision of the new administration for the state. It stands as a template to deliver a far greater Lagos than we have ever known. The pillars will therefore guide the administration in its commitment to the yearning.
These 6 pillars of development represent the response of the yearning of our people. They constitute the foundation that must be restored to our future. And should we fulfill our promise and deliver on these pillars, we are most confident that we have succeeded in setting a Lagos for the new trajectory of economic growth and development that will be unprecedented in nation.
There is no doubt that the new governor is well aware and informed of the responsibilities he has at hand. His strategies therefore appears well thought out as he is set to advance the social and economic progress of the state and its people, regardless of their faith, social class, or origin of birth.
This strategic aspect of our current reality and of our immediate future falls on me today and my administration a profound responsibility. My goal is to advance the social and economic progress of this state and its people, regardless of your faith, regardless of your social class or your origin of birth. As long as you adopt the script of Lagos, Lagos will in turn adopt you.
In order to run an effective and efficient government, it is very pertinent to mention the fact that Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu has pledged to select the most qualified people to hold position in the government. He equally mentioned that his doors shall be open to all, while emphasizing that everyone has a role to play in this government.
And to focus on moving Lagos forward, to give a second thought to where any person has come from. As long as you're animated to the spirit of achievement, cooperation and tolerance, then you are a Lagosian. This is my motto. This is how I see our home, and this is how I shall run my government. I shall select the best and the most qualified people to hold positions of authority in our government. My door shall remain open. I shall seek the advice of the learned, the wise and ordinary Lagosian. For all the common man that recites much wisdom and fairness of thought.
As it has always been for every new government, Lagosians are optimistic that the new administration will be favorable to all. The expectations for good roads, security, functional education system, efficient waste management system, among others, remain the same.
The issues are usually traffic. I mean, I was born in Lagos, and I know this is an issue that we've been battling with. Growing up in Lagos, we had an even attempt to solve Lagos traffic problem. At the time, we also had the park and ride, where people would drive to National Theatre in order to control. So vehicular control, traffic control is a very, very big issue in Lagos, which I think he is also talking about it. He knows that it's there. And like a Lagos person, he knows what to do about it and how to get around it. We also have the issue of security. Security had always been with us. Of course, when we were growing up, when I was born so many years ago, security was not a big problem. And the people in Lagos were not up to 1 million. So everybody knew the other person. But now, Lagos is a metropolitan place. It's so urbanized. People come into Lagos every time. People without that you cannot even trace. Fortunately, the Lagos State government has been able to put this within control through the trust fund and the security network that we have. And we have also been privileged to have very good commissioners of police who come in with different ideas. The latest one was the one that came and actually created imaginary, unexpected police posts at every point where you have all those vehicles.
Today's occasion is a unique event. You know, in any democratic setup, you can't avoid such a day like this, because this is where you know all the politicians and the technocrats gather themselves together to celebrate the new government. For me, I believe Babajide Sanwo-olu is going to perform, because he has been in the system. It's not just a hand-picked governor. He has been in the system, and I believe he's going to perform very well.
Well, it's an exciting day. It's a day being expected by the people. It's a day that we feel that we are going to move to a new level of administration and governance in Lagos State. We have experienced so much, and I think we should move forward. We should consistently be able to move within continuity for the progress of our people. Sanwo-olu has been a very, very consistent intellectual, and is not a novice within the public service of Lagos State. He's very much in the picture of what the administration of governance is in Lagos State. He's a determined person, very resourceful, diligent, and will perform excellently at the end of the day, we are sure. That we have 20 years of broken democracy is a great achievement, and we thank God, and we thank those participating. Though they heated up the polity, they did not break the chain, and that we can still raise our head and feel proud that Nigeria is going as far democracy is concerned. Our expectations is within the framework of the manifesto of the party. And he's a party man. He knows the content of the party manifesto, and he knows what is expected of him as a governor of the people, and you can expect the best, and he will give you the best.
To prove his readiness for service, Governor Sanwo-olu has taken bold steps within few days of his administration. One of these was the signing of the executive order to address the issue of traffic control and management, fixing of potholes on the roads, sanitation as well as cleaning of drainages in the state.
Today is our first day in the office, and we think we need to make the point that all of the issues happening around transportation, traffic management, potholes on our roads, drainage management, blockages and rest of it, I think it's something we need to begin to tackle immediately. And what we have that I'm going to be putting my signature to now is the first executive order. The executive order is to ensure that from today, we want to have zero tolerance on indiscriminate dumping of refuse, blockages of our waterways and channels. We want to ensure that the Office of Drainage Services, that is the Ministry of Environment, immediately begin to live up to their responsibility. LASMA, we're going to ensure that we extend the working time for LASMA. LASMA is now meant to have at the minimum 2 shifts, and we'll expect that there will still be traffic control to get people real home up until 11 p.m.
These orders will ensure that motorists have smooth driving through regular maintenance of roads, cleanliness of the state and proper management of flooding through continuous cleaning of all drainages.
My mission is for us to see things as it is with our own eyes. We've made commitments, electionary commitments to Lagosians. Yesterday, we actioned some of those commitments by signing off an executive order. Today is also for us to continue to validate that whole exercise. So we're here at Olushoso dump site, which is a major dump site for Lagos State, where we receive about 70% of the waste from the entire Lagos metropolis. So it's important for us, us meaning His Excellency Deputy Governor is here with me, and the Head of Service, and of course the MD of Loma, to take us around this facility. It's a facility that is 28 years old, right? And for us to ensure that the facility still has a capacity
to receive waste for the next 2 to 3 years, or thereabout. But we also need to come here and come and see for ourselves where the issues are.
Again, within 24 hours of assumption into office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu announced key appointments into strategic positions in the state. Mrs. Folashade Jaji, a former head of service, is now the secretary to the state government. Mr. Boyega Akoshile is the deputy press secretary, while 6 new permanent secretaries were also appointed. Again, Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu, along with his deputy and other state officials, visited Apapa for an on-the-spot assessment of indiscriminate parking by tankers, the bad roads and the chaotic traffic situations in the area. Efforts are currently on to address these challenges frontally. As Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu's administration begins the journey of setting Lagos State on the path of greater development, Lagosians must join this march to victory over social and economic challenges. This can be achieved if we all support the government and contribute our quota positively in this new direction. This is also the only way our numerous expectations can be met. Indeed, the coming of Governor Babajide Sanwo-olu and his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, is truly a new dawn in which all and sundry must stand up and contribute to be part of a greater Lagos. Long live Nigeria! Long live Lagos State! Long live democracy!